Well, what a night here at St James's Park. Newcastle through to the 4th round of the Carabao Cup with an absolutely famous performance at St James's Park here tonight. The draw has literally just been made in the last minute or two in Newcastle, as you'll all be aware by now, are away to Manchester United in the 4th round, who of course they lost to in the final at Wembley last year. So listen, Man City they've knocked out, Manchester United up next. If they're going to do it, Newcastle United, they're going to do it the hard way, because obviously last season's holders would have to be knocked out, having just beaten the treble winners, the Champions League winners here at St James's Park tonight in a famous night for the club. Let's just try and break it down as we can. A brilliant performance, brilliant team performance. Remember, Eddie Howe made 10 changes tonight. The only player who kept his place from the weekend was a goalkeeper, Nick Pope. 10 outfield changes, and all of them were excellent. Tino Livramento, of course, got man of the match. I thought he was excellent at right back, given the fact it was his first start for the club, and none more so than being up against Jack Grealish. We all know what Grealish can do. Yes, he's not long back from injury himself, but Livramento, brilliant up against the English international, and that tackle towards the end, that goal-saving tackle, really proved crucial and allowed Newcastle to hold on to that 1-0 win. I've got to say the first half wasn't pretty to watch. I had 3 or 4 texts from people saying men against boys. It was like that in the first half, but I think what Newcastle did second half is they took the bull by the horns. Eddie Howe made 2 really good substitutions by putting on Anthony Gordon and Bruno Guimaraes, who obviously came on fresh legs, big name players, high impact, high pressing, caught Manchester City off guard, and Man City couldn't deal with it. If you look at the second half, other than that shot from Rico Lewis in the last couple of minutes, the whistle just wide, they had no territory, they had no play in the second half. Most of the match was actually played in the Man City half, and Newcastle absolutely bossed it. I did feel that Bruno Guimaraes made such a difference in midfield, giving the team more energy, and of course we all know what Anthony Gordon now can produce. We've seen that in recent weeks. We saw that Sheffield United at the weekend. And then that challenge he made on the touchline right down below me here, I think it was on Mateo Kovacic, just a couple of minutes before after coming on, really got the fans whipped up, really got the support behind the team, and that gave the building blocks to go on and get the goal from Alexander Isak and go on and win the game from there. So substitutes, brilliant from Eddie Howe. I thought it was a real tactical masterclass the way he did that and put on 2 quality players to improve the Newcastle side, who'd struggled in that first half. But I really want to talk about the back 4, because Paul Dummett hasn't started the game since Tranmere away in August 2022. Jamal Lascelles hasn't started the game since March, ironically against Manchester City. Livramento, as I've alluded to already, started his first ever game for the club, and Matt Targett, who obviously has been out of the team for a while, started 1 game this season but is like almost second or third choice left back under Eddie Howe now. So that back 4 to be thrown together like that, played together as a team, a unit for the very first time, to keep a clean sheet. I thought Lascelles was quality, given the fact he's the club captain and he's been left out for so long. But that little ball through by Lascelles into the feet of Murphy that set up the winner for Isak was really good, like really brave, playing it, breaking the lines, and allowed Newcastle to get forward and score the goal. And I can't say enough for Lascelles and Dummett. I mean, unbelievable. When we looked at the team sheet tonight, I thought to myself, that'll be a Man City win, because that defence has never played together. The guys haven't been playing regularly at centre back, but for them to be thrown in up against the likes of Grealish, Alvarez up front, yes, Haaland didn't come up, but still quality players they were up against. For them to keep that clean sheet and really dominate aerially, positionally, I thought they were really good in there tonight, and I think it's easy to forget about the platform they gave the team to build from. Of course, Bruno was excellent, Gordon excellent when he came on. Joe Linton, for a guy who's not played for a couple of weeks, had an injury of his own, was back to his colossal best, and he did brilliantly for the goal. So who would have thought it? The first time since the takeover, Newcastle have beaten Manchester City. Pep Guardiola's gone out of any cup competition for the first time since he took over, nearly 10 years ago at Manchester City, in the 3rd round. First time it's ever happened. what a scalp that is for Newcastle to finally beat Manchester City since Eddie Howe took over as manager, and really must give them belief moving forward. 4 clean sheets in a row. It's been an amazing 10 days or so. On to Burnley at the weekend and then PSG. You can only imagine, if Newcastle win at the weekend, you can only imagine what this place is going to be like a week tonight against Paris Saint-Germain. Look, they're not going to be happy with the draw. Everyone was happy for an Exeter or a Port Vale or a Mansfield. It wasn't to be. They had some favourable cup draws last season, Newcastle. It looks like that's not going to be the case this year. But look, you need to just dine out on the fact you beat Manchester City tonight. Yes, you're away to Old Trafford in the next round, but you play like you did tonight, you've got a chance of going through to the quarter-final. So listen, it's all looking good. It wasn't so much a couple of weeks ago. Very much feels like Newcastle are growing into the season, and it shows that there is depth in the squad. There are guys at Lascelles, Dummett, Livramento, Hall can all play their part moving forward, and the signs are all looking good ahead of that match against Burnley at the weekend. So all over and out from me here at St James's Park. Great night to be here, brilliant to witness. Yes, the atmosphere probably wasn't as good as it normally is due to the fact there's a new sort of breed of fans for these cup games, but tell you what, they'll all be looking for tickets moving forward now as this juggernaut in Newcastle moves on. So great night here. Newcastle beat Manchester City 1-0. Manchester United up in the next round, but lots and lots of smiling faces leaving St James's Park this evening following a famous win over Manchester City.